Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from CLASH Daytona. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by the NASCAR Foundation, Daytona International Speedway, USA Triathlon, Aquasphere, and Varlo, a young man who we got to meet at Ironman 7.3 World Championships in St. George. Mr. Marc Dubrick joins us. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to be back.
Hey, so we chatted before the race. How'd the race go?
Yeah, we did. That was awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
The race went pretty well. I thought I could do a top 15, if things went my way or I was feeling good.
Yeah.
But I think I finished 22nd, so, a little off what I wanted, but set myself up perfectly with a good swim with Aaron Royal.
Yes.
A little bit of a breakaway, I guess, on the swim, and then, it's a brutal course. No forgiveness on that hilly course in St. George.
And people talk cold, but you're Rick from the Calb, so cold
Yeah.
isn't a big deal.
No, and that was kind of cool. A cool part about that race is obviously you had the different aspect of the swim, the bike,
Right.
the run, but then throw on top of that the cold weather. So everyone's talking about what they're wearing. It just added another level of almost strategy, I guess.
Sure.
And I opted for I did the calf sleeves on the swim. Since you said wetsuit legal, you could wear those, and then I just put gloves on while I was biking, and I was fine. Yeah, I wasn't really cold. I had toe covers on the shoes, which helped.
Very cool.
Yeah,
and then your other races, you're 22nd at 70.3 Worlds, and then third at 70.3 Cozumel.
Yeah.
That's a good race.
Yeah, that one I was pretty happy with. I think we talked about this in the last interview.
Yeah.
If you find a silver lining and everything, it's good. I really wanted to get on the PTO race the week before.
Right.
And I had been emailing them quite a bit, and they just said we don't end up having room.
For U.S. Open.
Yeah, for the U.S. Open, correct. So I didn't get on that. That was kind of a bummer, but made the most out of it and went down to Cozumel for my third straight 70.3 podium. So it was a nice little streak.
Nothing wrong with that.
It would have been cool to continue that to Worlds.
Yeah.
Those other Ironmans or 70.3s were a bit different than Worlds, that's for sure.
So Daytona last year, was it last year you and Ben?
Yep. Yeah, last year.
You and Ben Canute come out of the
water.
water.
Yeah, absolute blast. They treat us so well here, Bill Christie and Challenge Clash organization. So I definitely wanted to come back this year, and I mean every time I see this stadium, it just kind of leaves me speechless because you can't comprehend from pictures really how big it is
until you're in it.
And then we're lucky we get a ride, run, and then obviously swim all in the course.
Well, and what did you take away from the race last year because you're in that TT position forever?
Oh yeah, I mean it was definitely a big learning curve for how prepared. You need to be super prepared to hold that TT position because if you're getting out of it, you're doing something wrong. And unfortunately, I did have to get out of that position quite a bit. I was cramping, but learned from that, and I've been taking advantage of the trainer quite a bit because I mean this might as well be a trainer ride.
Now, where are you based now?
I've been in Boulder, Colorado, for the past few months and loving it. I would love to move there. Right now, enough people know that I'm looking for a rent, so I'm going month by month, and we'll see. I mean, with some exciting races on the calendar next year that have already been released, it definitely makes sense to. I save a lot of money by going month to month because maybe I can go to Europe and do a few races, and I'm not paying double rent because the double rent when you go somewhere adds up.
So you're sort of a throwback to the homeless triathletes. Who basically go, oh, I'm going to go to Australia for a month. I'm going to go here for a month, and you just can't have any ties because you don't want to be paying rent and then be traveling.
Right. It definitely helps if you don't have to have a lease. I mean, if I was making a bunch of money, it'd be awesome to have a home base.
Right.
It's so nice coming home from a big travel and your stuff's there. It's your own bed, but you got to do what you got to do to make it work.
But you've got business administration background, emphasis in management. You can go get a real job anytime you wanted to.
Yeah. So
this is sort of fun.
This is the dream job, of course, and I'm doing quite a few things to make it work.
Right.
Was it a year ago, almost today, I started working a part-time job with the Magic 5, so the goggle company.
Goggle company.
Yeah, so for the past year, it's a great job. It's fully remote. I love all the people at Magic 5. Almost all of them are triathletes.
Right.
So that's really enjoyable. But yeah, for the past year, I've been grinding out 40+ hour weeks with training and with work. Not 40 hours of work.
Okay.
So, but with training.
40 with training.
Yeah. So, but it works.
I was going to say the balance probably is a good thing.
The balance works for me, yeah. It's never like a big challenge for me to just sit down and work.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going on. I can't like binge watch TV shows. So if I'm sitting down, I need to work.
Right.
So just kind of a little bit different, relaxing, or recovering.
Next year we'll probably have more. I haven't seen a final schedule from PTO, but there's going to be, I think, more than this year. They have the U.S. Open, Canadian Open, and Collins Cup.
That's what the rumors say. I mean,
there could be more.
We got a little bit of a confidential email, so no, it's exciting, and I definitely have some decisions to make about short course versus long course. But with those races that they are possibly having, it's going to make for a very exciting year.
And at this point, the focus is the focus primarily 70.3 and PTO distance?
It's short course still. I really think I can do super well in that type of racing.
Right.
But with this race, end of the season, there was no more really short course races left, so it just made sense to do this. I may do one more in January.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm ready for the end of the season yet.
Right.
So we'll see. I do think I can make a run at making the Olympic team, but
well, you certainly have that swim.
Yeah, I got the swim and the bike. Once you make that group and can get in that front group,
right,
and work with that group, anything can kind of happen.
So from a WTS or WCTS,
yeah, all these different names.
Every year they keep changing the thing. Yeah. Did you get how many races did you do this year?
Just 2 of those WTCS. Yeah, they didn't go too well. Swam pretty well in one of them. But yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. But I'm under that impression, and I'm glad I did them.
Right.
Like I rolled on to them the week of.
Right. Oh, okay.
And it was, an awesome experience. And I think everyone needs to kind of experience something like that. And that's what this race did for me last year. What does it take?
Right.
To beat the best.
Right.
You see them on TV, you see all these top triathletes, whatever sport it is, on TV. But if you can race them, if you can see what they're doing as a young athlete and seeing your idol in person, it's such a good motivator. So I saw all the top guys.
Right.
It was this year, of course. But that's where I need to be. So I got to do some different stuff, or it's cool to see that.
What's putting yourself out there and going to a place like St. George where, okay, I'm going to be up there out of the water, but there's going to be a little bit of a parade going by on the bike because I'm not there yet. Where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
And even though you're riding well, it's Gustav, it's Christian, it's these guys. Magnus.
Yeah.
They're the best in the world.
Yeah.
But knowing you have to pay your dues, it's hard, but it's also you can take a nugget out of each race.
Absolutely, yeah. If it's a bad race, if you had a bad day, if you chalk it up as a wash, that might not be the best thing. Always try to find something to learn from a race.
Right.
Try to find a little positive, or just what's the takeaway? What are you going to learn from this race to bring to your next race?
It seems like you're still really excited about this.
Oh, I love racing, all types of racing.
Yes.
Long course, short course, whatever it is. Like I said, this is my dream job, and just doing everything I can to keep it.
Right.
Keep going.
Next year is the big year.
Next year is the big year.
Because you've got to, get to the test race. Right.
Correct.
You've got to get to the test race just to make sure that you're in the ballpark where these guys are at, and that balance between maybe short course isn't it, maybe I should go a long course. That's a tough decision to make. But sometimes the decision gets made for you.
Yeah, exactly. And in the end, just if I can be the best triathlete, I can be, things will work out.
Right.
Unfortunately, that does happen. The decision gets made for you, whether it's kind of a political decision, or maybe you just weren't good enough. I don't know.
Right.
So I'm hoping to be the best I can be, and in the end, I think that decision will get made then.
I love it. Hey, Mark, have a great one on Friday.
I appreciate it.
So who are the top swimmers here?
Talk about this is gonna very similar to a ITU race, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who all you've
Vincent,
interviewed already, but we got Vince, we got Henry Skuman, Seth Ryder, Jonas Schomburg.
Yes.
There's just so many people. So I'm excited, really excited for the swim. It will be important, obviously, to be as relaxed coming out of the swim.
Right.
Just because you can make up, even though it's a shorter bike, you can make up a lot of ground on the bike.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, I think I saw there was a little debate earlier about short course, long course that Clash did.
Oh, okay.
And my money's on a short course athlete, but
yes,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think you've got you got Leo coming off of the World Championship.
And that's another thing.
Vincent,
I'm not sure if a lot of people outside of short course maybe know Leo, but yeah, he just won the World Champs. He was there on the swim, there on the bike, and then he got off the bike and ran
29:14 or something.
Something crazy,
something ridiculous. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited. Lay it all out there, and I think it's gonna be a great day.
Have a great one, Mark.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Marc Dubrick has been our guest again. Breakfast with Bob from CLASH Daytona. Hold on, we will be right back.